Hello everybody! Welcome back to Getting Artsy with Cindy. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. It was beautiful weather here in Overland Park, Kansas. I hope you guys got artsy this weekend. If you did, leave a comment. I would love to hear what you guys worked on this weekend. So we are going to do 2 Slimline cards. I know we've done them quite a bit. I'm just kind of hooked on them. But remember, when I give you guys new formats on like the cards that we're going to do today, you can tweak them and make them a standard A2 size card. So just because I give you this kind of design, remember, be artsy with it. Change it up. I love it when you guys change it up and then take pictures and show us in our artsy community. The cards that we're going to make today are 2 formats that I was inspired by Erin Reed. She is a designer out there doing some great YouTube videos, and she created a couple really unique folds for Slimline cards. So thank you, Erin, for the inspiration. So I just wanted to make sure I give her the credit for these formats. I changed the size just a little bit. So remember, you can always do that. Look at look at what people are making out there, and remember, make it your own. Tweak it up a little bit. I love this community because I think people love to share. So, all right. So let's go ahead and switch cameras. The first card I'm going to show you, you're not going to see it right off the bat. I'm going to give you some measurements. Eventually I am going to, I'll go back and put some of the measurements on the, in the Facebook description or whatever, and I'm hoping to get this stuff on YouTube as well. But here's the base of our card: 8.5 by 7.5. So if you guys, I'm going to go kind of slow with this, so if you want to jot some of these numbers down, then we're going to score at 1 7/8. And what I usually do is flip the paper over and do it 1 7/8 again. So 1 7/8, flip it, and do 1 7/8 again. And this is called a pop-up gatefold. I am usually never the one that remembers the name of these folds, but Erin, this is what Erin called it, so I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to go with. So the first thing, then a couple of the other measurements for the inside panel. I did, 8.5 this way, so I wanted the inside panel to sit just slightly inside that. So the inside panel is 8 3/8 by 3 5/8. That's your inside panel. For the outside panel, or the outside panels on the inside of the card, you're going to do this twice. And this is the same depth, so it's 8 3/8. It's the same depth, and then it's just 1 3/4 inches. And you're going to do 2 of those. And those are going to go on the inside. Then when you decorate the outside, you're going to need 2 more panels. This one, I wanted it to go all the way to the edge. So for this one, it's 8.5 this way and 1 7/8 wide. And then you're going to do 2 of them. So let's go ahead and assemble this part. I went ahead and attached the inside already. Let's go ahead and attach the outside panels. Also, when you're scoring this, just make sure, sometimes when you're scoring it, it might be just cockeyed a little bit. So use with your bone folder, you just make sure you can wiggle it a little bit, just so this is a nice clean edge so it touches, and then you can use your bone folder to kind of reposition that if you need to. So that fits pretty good there. All right, so we're going to go ahead. You can use either side, but I'm going to have the flower showing. This is from our Summertime Petals collection. Okay, so again, this is going to fill the full panel on the cover. this is just a simple gatefold, but I wanted to do something else kind of fun with this. And this is what Erin showed us. So I'm going to take a piece of paper and just a plain white and cut it 5 1/4 by 2 inches. And then we're going to score that. So in scoring it, you're going to score it at 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and do this actually on this piece. Here, I'll leave that so you can see it. Yeah, leave it up here so you can see it. Okay, we're going to score it at 1 inch, 2 inch, and 4 1/4. Okay, and then I need 2 pieces. So I went ahead and scored it already so that I only had to score once. Then I can take my paper cutter and cut this in half. So that was 2 inches wide. So I'm making 2 1-inch strips. So instead of cutting that first, I don't have to score twice, and I already have these 2 pieces. So we'll move the cutter to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and give these a good fold. And fold this, just going back and forth, give it a good fold. Okay. Now what we're going to do, I'll leave this to the side again so you can see that if you need to. We're going to pop up these pieces. I'm going to do one up on top, one near the bottom, and then the inside piece is going to be flat. The inside piece is going to be where you can write a little sentiment or a little note to somebody. And I'm not going to put that on, well, yeah, I'll probably go ahead and put that on now. I'll have to color the little flower. And I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just going to eyeball, but I'm going to try and be kind of centered in there. I think that's pretty good. Then when we do these pieces, they're going to be centered on the white strip. I just kind of want to figure out where I'm going to position that so these don't overlap that. So that looks pretty good, which let's just see if I have a ruler. It would be good in my craft room to have a ruler. So I'm going to say about 1.25 inches. You know what? I'm just going to do it about an inch up and an inch down, just to make it simple. I'm going to put, so this, let's see, we need to move it this way. On the top one, you want the one that's 1 square, then you have the long rectangle, then you have 2 squares. So make sure it's positioned this way. I'm going to put adhesive on this square first, on the single square. Okay, then I'm going to lay this down right in the corner where this folds, and I'm going to go about 1 inch down. So let's measure just about 1 inch down. Okay, so as I lay that flat, make sure it's pretty horizontal there, right up in the corner. I'm going to fold the paper over on that spot. Now it is attached to the flap. Okay, so then we have a long rectangle, then we have these 2 squares. Okay, so now we're going to put adhesive on this square. Okay, just the last square, so you guys can see this. That's where we're putting the adhesive. Okay, now I'm going to leave this flat, open like this. I'm going to push this down. I'm going to take that sticky part. So remember, your whole page is open. You're going to take the sticky part and turn it in underneath. Tuck it in so it lays flat like that. Then, okay, if it isn't quite positioned right, you're going to want to just use your bone folder and score that so it opens and shuts easy. Okay? There you go. Now we're going to do it again at the bottom. So with the bottom one, you're going to put your adhesive, again, just in that square. Then you have your long rectangle. Then you have your two little squares. Okay? So let's put adhesive there. And position that at about an inch. Lay that down and voila. Now it's attached to this panel. Okay, now remember this panel is going to tuck in. So we want to make sure we open this, lay this flat, put your adhesive on just that square. Okay. All right, you're going to tuck that in, lay it flat, open it up, make sure it's positioned just right, and give it a good crease. So now when you have your card folded, you're going to open it up and see these two pop-up pieces. So with those, we're going to attach our little squares. The squares that we're using are from the square framelits, because I just think these rounded corners and they give you the nice stitch work really nice for this. Okay, so again, this is just paper cut out of our Summertime Petals collection, and we're just going to center it on here. So I'm going to put adhesive on this piece. And the square actually worked perfect because the size was like just the right width for that piece. So you could just cut your own square for that, but I thought it was perfect that our dies worked perfect with that. All right, so then this piece I'm going to attach here. I think that's about right. Okay, so when it's closed, you open it up and you have this really fun card. Let's go ahead and decorate this. We're going to do something on the outside too. So one thing we're going to do is we're using some of the elements from our, the Summertime Petals collection has 2 stamp sets. I've got my own stash, so they're going to be a little bit. Okay, one of the sets is called Refresh the Soul, and it comes with dies, and these dies also work with our paper, which is really cool. So we're going to cut some images out of that. And then we have the Bouquet for You, and it comes with the Fresh Picked die. So we're using some of the elements out of this one, and the paper. So one of the papers has a bunch of these bouquets on it. And then another one of the papers has all of these bows on it. Well, the die that matches this bow also matches the bow on the paper. So I could have stamped and colored all these things in, but today I really wanted to focus on the formats instead of just the coloring. So we're going to just die cut these images. Again, here is a water pitcher from the paper with a die, and here's the bow. So we're going to die cut those. And look how fast I am. And here they are. Yay! So I thought it would be fun to add the water pitcher to the inside. We're going to put the bouquet on the outside. There's also another piece of paper that has all these little flowers in it. So we're going to put those in the water pitcher. and then we're going to attach that here. So to do that, I am just going to flip this over, and I could glue those on, but I am going to pop it up. So we'll just use the foam tape as the adhesive, and I think that will hold it in place just fine. So we're going to just take our foam tape and let's see, I need to trim this down just a little bit. And I think that worked. So we just, okay, let's move that just a little bit. There, I think that looks cute. And I'm not putting tape behind here because this has, we'd only want it to stick to this panel. If I put tape behind that, then they would stick to the base, and I don't want that. So we're going to just pop this up and just in the middle of that. So I thought that looked kind of cute. All right, now let's jazz up the outside. So what we're going to do here is kind of a unique thing. We are using our, this is the Love Framelit die. And here's the die. It comes with all these different layers. So we're using the one with the hearts in it to start with. So I cut out, using this die, I cut out, I'm going to cut out 3 pieces because this is going to hang over the edge. So part of this is going to be loose. So I want it to be sturdy. So I've already layered, I don't know if you can tell, but I've already layered 2 layers, and I'm going to do 1 more layer. Okay, now we are going to lay this. It's sticky on the back. I got heart stuck to me. And I'm going to lay this other layer. So now we've got 3 layers. This is where I could probably use those glasses that I let Steve use. It's okay, I think I'm good. I think we're good. Okay, here's another heart we need to cut out. All right, so by doing that, I have 3 layers now. So this thing is really good and sturdy. And what we're going to do with this is put this on the front of this card. This piece is going to go in the center. So I think I will attach this. I'm going to attach this first. I did put some fun dots on here. I don't know if they're totally dry. They are. Okay, good. We can use this piece instead. I did that and I was like, oh, it's not going to dry in time. I'm going to have that centered, and I only want it on half of the panel. So I'm going to put the sentiment on the front panel. So on just half of this, I'm going to put some tape. Now I'm a little nervous about smashing that. So what I think I'll do, just so I'm a little more careful, is I'm going to put this on here. Because I don't want to I don't want to lay this flat and then squish my little Nouveau drops. All right, let's take this off. Okay, so again, I'm going to center this. Look, there's another one stuck to my finger. I'm going to center this on here. Okay. All right, now for this piece, this one, I want it to attach to the opposite side. So I want it to, I'm going to put glue on just this half. So make sure you know where you're going to be putting it. So it's going to go on this half over here, and I am going to use my liquid glue. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Oh, there's one up there too. Okay. All right. Make sure I know what I'm doing. It's on here.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yep. Measure twice, cut once. That's right. Okay. Flip it over. So it's going to go here. A little bit in between those pieces, so I know it's on strong. Okay. Okay, now we close this. Lay it on very carefully. I'm laying it on the left where I know there's no glue, and then just going to drop it into place.
That's a tricky card.
Then, I know, this is... There we go, look at this. Okay. Did I try this before this evening? No. So, it looks like it worked. Yay! Wait, it's not finished. We need a flower. So again, this is cut right out of the paper. Anyway, so I'm going to do another card too, so I hope that's okay with you guys. All right, so I'm going to drop this in here. So I popped that up, but wait, there's more. I want more dimension, so I'm going to pop this guy up. So that's what I love about this paper. It's got all these parts. Again, all of these images you can stamp as well. So I don't recommend just getting the dies and the paper because you'll run out of paper. So, and you won't have all the sentiments. So you need the stamp set too. Okay. But when you're doing a fast card, oh wait, look, I found a little bit of foam tape behind there. There we go. All right. I just thought it'd be neat. I could have done a pink one too, but I kind of wanted the contrast and popping that up right on top of that bouquet. So here is this fun interactive pop-up gatefold. Opens up like this. Ta-da! So I hope you guys liked that.